Good evening, everyone. Before we get started, we're going to ask that if you don't have your microphone muted, that you would go ahead and mute your microphones. You are welcome to keep your cameras up if you would like, or if you want to keep them down, however you want to do that. But it is 7 o'clock and it is time for our banquet. My name is Ken Young, and I have had the distinct pleasure of serving as the Booster Club president for the 2019-2020 school year. I want to, first of all, just welcome you to this night, our first ever virtual choir banquet. We're sorry there's no catered dinner or beautiful atmosphere at the Woodway Arboretum, but you are more than welcome to go grab something out of the refrigerator, or maybe you've already got your meal with you and you're ready. If you want a beautiful night, you can go sit outside and watch. It's a little warm, but we're just glad you're here and being a part of this. Sit back, enjoy your time, and time of special recognition as we honor you and the achievements of our choir students, and especially to honor our senior choir members and their accomplishments. One thing that I make mention of is that there is a program link in the chat box. So if you would like access to the program, it is there. And also Mr. Overstreet will be monitoring the chat box. And so if you want to have conversation with him, he's there, he's available. If you're having technical issues, he might be able to help you troubleshoot that. So feel free to reach out to him through the chat box. At this time, I'd like to introduce our choir booster officers for the 2019-2020 school year. If you are online, please say something so we can see your face pop up. I've already introduced myself, Ken Young. President-elect is Daryl Janeka. Is Daryl. Treasurer Christy Bird.
Bro, people wearing suits to this.
Secretary Martha Kane Gunn. Our membership chair, Angie Langford. Our fundraising chairs, Lori Davidson, Michelle Plaskett. Publicity is Jelaine Reinwalt. And finally, hospitality, Ms. Shauna Hamby. We want to offer our thanks to some folks who have been very instrumental in our fundraising efforts and the work throughout the year. Working program at the beginning of the year, Cindy Janeka and Lori Kunka. During the sports seasons, working concession, Liz Shaw and Leanne. Renee Coley helped with spiritware. And then also finally, all of the Booster Club members who have volunteered throughout the school year, helping out with the fundraisers. Everything we do is to support the choir and make sure that you can perform without worrying about funds and helping out in whatever ways we can. So thank you everyone for your participation this last school year. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Cullen Miller, straight from Hewitt, Texas, who's going to offer up his senior reflection. Cullen, if you're here, go ahead and turn on your microphone and your camera and give your senior reflection at this time.
All righty. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, I just want to start off by saying just welcome to the banquet. Thank you all so much for being here, and what an absolute pleasure it has been for me being choir president over this last year. I know that we didn't really get to live out our senior year seniors, but I'm glad that we're having this banquet to honor our season. So I started choir back in 6th grade, and I don't know if I would be in the same place that I am today if I didn't start choir. You know, I just, the one thing that I really cherish most about choir is the friends that it's given me. I know plenty of people in this Google Meet right now that I can name. I can't even count on my fingers how many people I've made, or friends that I've made over these past 7 or 8 years of being in choir. So just that, and all of the memories that I made, from spring trips to Corpus Christi, to our madrigal festivals, to state soul and ensemble, to all that. I'm just so thankful for the memories that it's giving me, and all of the memories, you know, just it's priceless. I don't want to get all emotional on y'all, I'm sorry, but yeah. And I also want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Rice for just staying with me, sticking by me, and the entire choir. They're fantastic directors. I love them to death, and they're the best people that I probably could ever meet. So that's all I got to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cullen. Well, one of the things I'll miss most at the end of the year is getting to see Cullen cry at the end.
Mr. Rice.
I just was looking forward to that. I knew that that was going to happen. So thank you, Cullen. That's really special, really sweet. And we know that you are a great member and you speak from your heart and you feel all this really deeply. And so we have enjoyed having you as president this year, and we're going to miss you. So thank you for that. We appreciate it. You know, it seems like each school year begins in the summer when we see a lot of you guys, girls, go to choir camps at the summer, or you come to our region boot camp, or you gather to sing for convocation before school starts. It seems like school starts before it even actually starts. But you know, once school begins, there's very little downtime for active choir members. Some of the things that we've done this year, just as a walk down memory lane of our year, football game concession workers. Lots of you did that, had fun doing that. Lots of you did the 9-12 all-region choir auditions. And then before you know it, it was time for the Baylor Men's Choir field trip. Then after that was our fall concert. Oh, by the way, I hope you enjoyed getting to relive that fall concert again when we replayed the virtual choir concert over the last couple of weeks. All the different choirs, those were your fall concert performances. And it was just so cool to see what we do, to get to actually watch that again. But then we went on to all of our other things, our 9-10 regional audition, which many of you participated in and succeeded, our pre-area choir audition, our all-region choir clinic and concert over at University High School. And then we had Fiddler on the Roof, which many choir members made their mark as lead principal characters in that, singing in the chorus, dancing, and on the cast of the crew. And in the pit orchestra. So choir had a huge footprint on that musical this year. And so we're really proud of that. I know that was a huge memory for so many of you this year. That seems forever ago, doesn't it? But it was just this year. And then we had our winter concert where we sang all of our holiday music and enjoyed all the decorations of the season. Then we had an area choir audition. We did get to have Gotta Sing, Gotta Dance. Thank goodness we were able to have that in January and have so much fun being on stage, dancing and singing and doing all three of those performances. What a great memory. Then we had the TMEA All-State Choir. We had the Baylor Women's Choir Festival. We had solo and ensemble. And then we had the Dallas Madrigal Festival where the chamber singers won first place for the first time. And so that was a huge accomplishment. We're so proud of our chamber singers and their accomplishment at that. They get to be the honor choir next year at the Madrigal Festival. And then we all know what happened on March 6th. March 6th was our last day of school for the year. We didn't know that was going to happen, of course. And Mrs. Rice and Mr. Overstreet and I looked back at that day, and it was such a wonderful day of rehearsal. And such great singing that day, and everybody was just on target and preparing their UIL music. And so we felt really good about that going into the break. And then we had, you know, all these other things planned that we didn't get to do, but the North Texas Choral Classic and Ranger Game trip for Select Choir, the pre-UIL, our UIL contest, our Meistersingers New York trip did not happen, sadly. Private lesson program recitals. Although I did see that Mrs. Best, and those of you who were students of Mrs. Best, did an online recital, and that was really cool. That was awesome to see. It was nice to see that so many of you kept up your singing. And then we didn't get to have our spring concert this last Monday, but here we are having our virtual banquet, and I hope this is at least a substitute, and we can come together electronically. We have graduation on June 5th at the stadium. So all those things happened or didn't happen, and it made this year what it is. And so memories and all, unusual things, online learning and virtual banquets and all those things are part of what this year is. And so those are our memories, and thank you for those. One thing I need to mention is the highest achievement for a Texas high school choir student, besides making all region and making pre-area, is to make the TMEA All-State Choir. And our MHS choir students who were named to the All-State Choir this year were Elena Morrow. Okay. There's our applause track. Scott Schultz. Harper Singletary. Evan Watts. And Carol Zung. We're really proud of your accomplishments and look forward to many of you being back next year and going for that again. So thank you for joining us tonight as we continue giving some awards. I'd like to introduce Mrs. Rice, and Mrs. Rice is going to introduce our outstanding choir members.
Recognition of our outstanding choir members. You are all outstanding. Hard to choose this award, but several of you voted, and all of you are outstanding in one way or another. However, these recipients were chosen by their fellow choir members for their level of musical interest, attitude, involvement, and dedication to the MHS choir department. The recipients of the outstanding choir member for freshmen are Madeline Greener and Wyatt Summers. Sophomore, Raina Trujillo and Landon Johnson. Juniors, Jessa Miller and Harper Singletary. And our senior outstanding choir members are Elena Morrow and Carol Zung. Now I'm turning this over to Mr. Overstreet to talk about the Directors Awards.
The Directors Award is presented to a student who has distinguished themselves through positive attitude, leadership, musicianship, and dedication to the MHS choir department. This is an unfair task for us as directors, but we did our best to narrow it down to one deserving student from each choir class. As the name suggests, these recipients have been selected by their directors. For concert women, Bethany Binto. For concert men, Jaden Rankin.
For select women, Tellez. Meistersingers, Allie Sayers and Rhett Grass.
Select Sam Smyers. And chamber singers, Courtney Witt and Cullen Miller. Congratulations to all of you award winners. We have a certificate for you that we will be sending out to you. If you'll have a chance to come pick it up, but everybody else will just mail it out to you. And so hopefully we'll get that to you soon. But congratulations to all of you for those awards, Directors Awards, Outstanding Choir Member. We're so proud of all of you for that accomplishment. Now, senior recognition. This banquet is for all choir members, but we do like to really take every chance we can to recognize our seniors. So I would like to recognize them, but you can also follow along with this. There is a photo and a brief bio of each of their choir involvement. It's in a program that's in the chat. There's a link, I believe, in the chat that you can go and you can see these pictures. I'm not going to read all the bios. You're welcome. I won't do that to you, but you can follow along in that. And each of those seniors, this is, I think, one of our largest, if not our largest senior choir class in the 20 years that we've been here. There are 56 seniors. And if you've seen their pictures lining the wall of the choir room throughout the year, you've hopefully at some point looked and kind of seen them and thought about how special it is to be a senior. And those kids who have committed to and been a part of our choir program all these years, and to be a senior and to be the leaders of the program has been amazing, that wonderful group of students. There are, among those 56 students, some of them who I'd like to recognize even further. Some of them have been in choir since 6th grade, since they were 11 or 12 years old. It just seems like a long time ago. So this 7-year choir member, and we have a special pin that we give to, try side up, for our 7-year choir members. And we'll give these to you at a later date, seniors. But these are our 7-year choir members. So we'll just do our applause at the very end of this list, okay? So just everybody hold your applause, okay? But these are our 7-year choir members for 2020. Halima Ragoon, Cassie Bartz, Stephen Bender, Jess Best, Zach Brown, Carson Bird, Portia D'Alessio, Braden Inslee, Becca Forbes, Mark Garcia, Natalia Garcia, sorry, Nat, Rhett Gross, Katie Gutierrez, Emma Maynard, Molly McKeska, Cullen Miller, Olivia Moore, Carolyn Mosman, Kenzie Neesmith, Emily Osborne, Hayden Shaw, Ruby Stone, and Reagan Watkins. Congratulations, 7-year choir members. All right, hey, we're moving right along here. Thank you for sticking with us. At this time, I would like to call Ken Young to come back up, and he's going to introduce our Choir Booster Scholarship Awards.
Thank you, Mr. Rice. The MHS Choir Boosters would like to present the 2020 Booster Scholarships. Each year, we enjoy seeing several MHS students go on to sing in choirs at colleges and universities. It's very rewarding to see our MHS choir students develop a love for singing at such a high level of skill that they are motivated to continue singing after they leave us. Although not all will pursue music as a career, they will be lifelong music lovers and supporters. The MHS Choir Booster Organization generously awards scholarship funds to outstanding seniors each year. The MHS Booster Scholarship Committee evaluated each applicant thoroughly and chose to award 6 $500 scholarships. We will also present one $1,000 scholarship, generously funded by the Harrell family. So here's Mr. and Mrs. Rice to announce this year's recipients.
Thank you, Ken. The first 2020 MHS Choir Booster Scholarship recipient is Waverly Almond. Waverly writes, "Through choir, I have learned that I can always turn to music for whatever I need at any given moment. Relaxation, motivation, stress relief, and everything else under the sun. I don't know what the future holds, but I know that my time in the Midway choirs has cemented that somewhere, somehow, I will keep singing."
The second 2020 MHS Choir Booster Scholarship recipient is Jessica Best. Jess writes, "It goes without saying that music brings people together in a way that few other things can. Creating music with my friends and peers has strengthened my friendships and encouraged me to explore relationships that I otherwise wouldn't have considered. One of the things that I love most about choir is that choir attracts all kinds of people and encourages me to accept the people as they come."
The third scholarship recipient is Zachary Brown. Zach says, "It wasn't until I truly dove into choir at the high school and dedicated time to the choir that I had found my home. Choir for me has been an incredible experience and one that I will cherish forever. However, it wasn't just the music that made choir so great. Choir is where I found my closest friends and made the strongest relationships of high school."
The fourth scholarship recipient is Elena Morrow. Elena writes, "Choir has led me down the path to believing in myself and it has helped me gain my confidence. Also, I would say the biggest thing I've learned as a competitor is to accept defeat as a learning experience, not as a failure. The more I get knocked down, the more I was determined to become better. I can see myself reflecting these characteristics I've learned as I move into the next stage of my life.
The fifth scholarship recipient is Alessandra Sayers. Allie writes, "This program awakened a passion within me that could only be God-given and has led me to discover who I am, not just as a musician, but as a friend, student, and as a person. Midway Choir has given me more than just music, but friendships, memories, passion, and love."
The sixth scholarship recipient is Carol Zung. Carol writes, "Choir gave me the opportunity that other organizations could not. I made friends with people who shared the same passion. TMEA All-State auditions was something I had always looked forward to. The first year I auditioned, I unfortunately did not place. That discouraged me. However, it motivated me to work harder each year to finally make the 2020 TMEA All-State Choir as a senior."
We have one final scholarship to present. We're grateful to the Harrell family and Harrell Real Estate Company for this generous gift. Hunter Harrell was a choir member at Midway for 4 years, graduating, I believe, in 2010. And we're so grateful that he has remained connected to the choir program through this gift. This $1,000 scholarship is awarded to Courtney Witt. Courtney writes, "Occasionally, if we are lucky, we will experience something so rich and valuable that it completely alters the lens through which we view everything else. I have been singing almost as long as I've been talking, but my choir experience in high school entirely changed me. My involvement in various choirs, including chamber singers and competitions, taught me valuable life lessons and changed me decidedly for the better. I have learned to persevere and maintain focus on my goals. The singers and friends around me taught me teamwork and never doubt myself. I have realized how important it is to bring my best to class every day. Choir has encouraged me to challenge my self-imposed boundaries and continue pursuing growth, both as a musician and as a young adult." Congratulations, scholarship winners. All of you scholarship winners, you will be receiving a note with instructions on how to receive that scholarship once we get finished with the school year. So, our treasurer is Christy Bird, and she will have some information for you. So thank you and congratulations to all who applied, and congratulations to those who received that scholarship. We love all of our MHS choir students, and this has been especially hard for all of us, not being together for the past 3 months, not making music together, not connecting every day musically and emotionally, and just with our presence, our face-to-face daily. We have come to realize how important that is, and going forward, we will treasure every moment that we do get to sing together, even more because of what we've experienced these last 3 months. So all our choir students kind of become a family to us. Mrs. Rice, Mr. Overstreet, and myself, and our seniors are especially dear to us. It is like this time of year sending 56 of our own children off to college at the same time. Seniors, although our time was cut short by 3 months, we love you and have been blessed by your beautiful voices and personalities for the last 4 years. Please keep in touch and come visit when you're back in town. Come to that winter concert in December. Come up on stage and sing the Let There Be Peace on Earth, or the Lord Bless You and Keep You. Come back and let us see and hear you. Thank you for joining us at the banquet tonight. We're not done, but we will transition. We're going to sing our traditional the Lord bless you and keep you. And normally we would encircle the banquet hall and just all sing this a cappella. But, special times call for special measures, and we're going to sing this just remotely. If you feel like you can sing along with us there, just join us. You're welcome to, can they unmute and do it, or just no unmuting? Okay, no unmuting. Okay, following the song, seniors Jill Cook and Rhett Gross will take the stage or the screen, and they will present the traditional Senior Choir Paper Plate Awards. We hope you will all stay online as we give a little roast to our seniors. So this is the Lord bless you and keep you. So if you feel comfortable, sing along with us from wherever you are. And be gracious. O Lord, be gracious, gracious unto you. All right, thank you so much. It was great hearing the alto and the tenor part here. I will really miss hearing all of that soprano and that. I tried to sing the bass, but it wasn't so successful. Before we finish, there are a couple of announcements. We're going to mail the awards to those of you who received awards tonight. However, seniors, we want you to come by and pick up awards on Tuesday next week, May 26th, here outside the side of the choir room between 7 and 8 p.m. We have your paper plate award. We have a picture. We have a little treat for you we'd like to give the 7-year pins to those people who got those. So Tuesday of next week, May 26th, between 7 and 8, outside the choir room, just right here. So we'll see you then. Also, the Roots and Wings video that we have been producing as a virtual choir over the last few days will be released immediately following the banquet tonight on social media. So we will get that out there. You'll be able to see that and see how that turned out. So anyway, thank you so much for coming. Now it's time for Jill and Rhett.
Hey everybody. Like Mr. Rice said, the Paper Plate Awards are kind of a roast to the seniors, just kind of something to a good memory to hold on as we leave choir. So we have a lot of these, like Mr. Rice said, this is a huge senior class, and there's more girls and guys. So I'm going to go ahead and let Jill start us off.
Okay, hello. So our first girl, she's a very sweet girl, and she's very outdoorsy. She has a really cool car that has really outdoorsy stuff on it, and she really likes being outside. And so the Granola Award, I'm trying to hold it to where y'all can see, this goes to Reagan Watkins.
I wish we had a clap track, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So everyone, sorry. Thanks, Cullen. Okay, I'm gonna start us off with a guy who's probably one of the smartest guys I know, but I've heard stories about an 8th grade choir. He would just go up to the front of the classroom and then just start bending his body in the weirdest way possible. And his name really fits this. So The Mr. Bender Award goes to Stephen Bender.
All right.
Next, we have a girl who is graduating this year as a senior. She is very cool. She is very nice. She's a beautiful singer, but she was not originally in this class. And so the Leapfrog Award, because she leaped up a grade, goes to Natalie Thorne.
Thanks, Cullen. You can keep on doing that, please, to make me feel a lot better.
Okay,
All right,
I will.
next guy. Great sense of fashion, but I can never figure out what he's doing with his hair. He comes to school looking like somebody different, probably pretty much like every 2 months. So I'm giving this guy the Master of Disguise Award, and that goes to Devin Kilgo.
All right. Woo!
Okay, our next award goes to a very positive girl. She is always smiling, and whenever she's around, her smile is very contagious. She has a huge smile. She's super sweet, and so the Brightest Smile Award goes to Carolyn Mosman.
Let's go!
All right, this next award goes out to one of my good friends for a long time, probably one of my best friends. He's a really quiet guy if you're ever around him. Sometimes he just doesn't like to talk very much, but then he'll do something insanely weird with his body, like making his arms look like noodles or something. Or he'll just pull out a backflip. So the Uncharacteristically Flexible Award goes to Hayden Shaw.
Let's go!
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. This next girl, she always like makes the signs and stuff for choir and like writes stuff for us. She's like, you know, whenever it's like, can somebody write something? This is her. She's really good at calligraphy. And so the Most Beautiful Penmanship Award goes to Jess Best.
Let's go! Let's go!
Come on.
Hey, Colby. All right, this next award goes out to a guy best known for just laying it all on the line on the football field. But his name just makes it really funny. And he has a really clever nickname, and I really like it. So the Big Bird Award goes to Carson Bird.
All right.
Okay. This next girl, she is she's very funny, and every time anybody inquires around her, she really makes everybody around her laugh. And so our Giggle Machine Award goes to Chloe Barnett.
Yeah.
All right, this next award goes out to a guy. And every time I see this guy walk around the hallways in school, he's always talking to some girl. He's just got chicks all around him all the time. So the Slay Me Award goes to Matthew Stamey.
Yes, sir.
Let's go, Matthew.
Slay
Okay.
me.
Okay, so this next girl in choir, one of a very important thing is to have good posture. Obviously, that's an important part of singing. And so our Best Posture Award goes to Michaela Stroud.
All right.
All right, this next guy, he's a really cool guy, but sometimes you'll just see him climbing something. Sometimes you'll turn around and he's hanging from a tree. He just likes to climb things. So the SpiderMan Award goes to Kyle Majors.
Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle.
Okay, so this next girl, every once in a while, she'll show a glimpse of herself that she is truly a Broadway star. And so our Undercover Broadway Star Award goes to Sophia Bieberdorf.
All right, so this guy, you all know him, you all love him. He gave a speech about his experience in choir tonight. He is literally the choir poster child. That
I know who
was
it is.
Cullen Miller.
Okay, so this next girl, she is a very talented musician, and she is always helping out in choir, and she is our human piano. she sings notes for us because she got them all up in her brain. So our Assistant Choir Director Award goes to Courtney Witz.
All right. I was thinking of for an award for this next guy, and I just couldn't figure out anything. And then I started to remember last year's choir banquet when my good friend Levi Wooden gave Trent Weaver one of the best awards I've ever heard in my entire life. And I think this award also fits this guy. So the Genetic Girth Beast Award goes to Preston Rex.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this next girl, she is really musical. I can remember being in choir with her since like 7th grade, and she's always been very talented musician. And then this year, she and her sister did an act at Gotta Sing, Gotta Dance that was super good. And so I thought, man, they must have some musical genes. So the Most Musical Genes Award goes to Waverly Almond.
All right, so this next guy, every day we're in choir and Mr. Rice is just asking us for a little bit more. He usually sits in the front, he'll turn around and say, all right, guys, let's go. And he'll try to hype us up. So the Hype Man Award goes to Chase Wetzel.
All right.
Okay, so this next girl, she has a really good sense of fashion, and she has a very unique style, and she's always dressed very cute. And so the Most Stylish Award goes to Emily Osborne.
All right, so if you've ever sat through a class with Mr. Rice, you know he tries to be the nicest he can when he's trying to call somebody out about talking or just doing something they're not supposed to do. So he usually say, hey, you guys over there, hey, you, like y'all over there in the tenor section, be quiet. So this goes out to a guy named Colby Williams. This is the You in the Back Award.
Yes.
Yeah,
Let's go.
This girl is not only is she a super hard worker in choir, but she's also super sweet all the time to everybody, and she always has something nice to say to people. So the Compliment Queen Award goes to Amaya Smith.
So what good is a supervillain without a sidekick, right? And I'm not calling this guy anything less than anybody. But let's just say Colby's got a good friend in choir, and he does kind of the same thing. In fact, they're on the Zoom call, they're on the call right now together. So the Co-Conspirator Award goes to Jackson Gully.
All right.
Come on. I love it. That's not bad, man. Come on.
Yes.
So this next award goes to a girl, another really sweet girl that she is always willing to talk to anybody in choir, and she's sweet to everybody that she comes around. She's very inclusive. She'll be kind to anybody. So our Most Inclusive Award goes to Portia D'Alessio.
All right, so this award goes out to a guy who I think has sat in the same spot in choir all 4 years of his high school experience. I don't think I've seen him move his chair since he's gotten into choir. And I don't know why it's like that. Mr. Rice might do something. But the same spot award goes out to Mark Garcia.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this next girl, whenever you talk to her, she has a really quiet voice, but every time she volunteers to sing in choir, she is like an alto queen, and she sings out. She has a very powerful voice, very beautiful voice. So our Soft-Spoken Powerhouse Award goes to Michaela Dennis.
All right, so this one requires a little bit of a backstory. So this year in Chamber Singers, we learned a song called Desh, where you have to try to produce overtones with your throat. See, I don't know what this guy was doing, but somehow he got to where he could sing through his throat, which is called Tibetan throat singing. And it sounds like he's like, I don't know what is it called? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, this goes out to Ben Clarkson. It's the Most Likely to be a Monk Award.
Fantastic. Great award.
Okay, next we have an award for a girl who is super sweet, and when you talk to her, you're like, oh my goodness, this girl is so nice. but she kind of has a little bit of a dark side because she like really loves Halloween. She changes her Instagram feed for Halloween. It gets all dark, very cool. And so our Spooky Award goes to Katie Gutierrez.
Spooky!
All right, so this next guy, he's also a real big football player. But for some reason, Mr. Rice just said, you know, why don't you move over to the tenor section? So we have a huge football player singing one of the highest voice parts in the choir. So the Looks Can Be Deceiving Award goes to Braden Inslee.
Fantastic.
Okay, next we have a girl who every time the Rices are like letting us speak, they want us to raise our hands and say something. She always has something very positive and really inspirational to say. So the Motivational Speaker Award goes to Jamie Moore.
All right, I can't say enough about this next guy. He's probably one of my favorite memories of choir. I've been in choir with him since 6th grade, and he's always just been an incredible, loud, powerful singer. And I was thinking about how I can compare him to somebody. And there's really no one else to compare him to except one of the best choral voices I've ever heard in my entire life, and that is Tim Bong. So the Tim Bong Powerhouse Award goes to Carol Zung.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so this next girl, she sang an Alicia Keys song this year, I Gotta Sing Gotta Dance, and she did amazing. It was awesome, and she is an amazing choir singer, and she has red hair, so it only made sense for me to give the This Girl Is on Fire Award to Elena Morrow.
Clever.
All right, so this next guy, he's a good friend of mine, and he's done everything you can think of. He's played soccer, he's played football, he's in theater, he's in choir, and he's smart. In fact, he's lettered in all five of those things. So the Mr. Letterman Award goes to Zach Brown.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so this next award goes to a girl who is bringing fashion trends back from halfway around the globe to Midway High School, and the Beanstalk Award goes to Alyssa Felton.
All right, so way back in 8th grade, the 8th grade guys did a little act called Men in Tights. And this guy was on stage, and he was the blind guy. He was wearing sunglasses. And every time I look at him, I just picture him wearing sunglasses. He was wearing sunglasses inside on the stage, so that just leads me to believe that his future is too bright. And this award goes to Jack Corwin.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this next girl is incredibly kind, and I have never heard her say anything negative, and she is so nice to everybody that she meets. So the Meistersinger Sweetheart Award goes to Jordan Baker.
All right, so I've never actually got the opportunity to meet or talk to this guy, but I saw a video on the internet of him last year when he got the entire Concertmen's choir to go and sing a song for a girl to ask her to prom. So Benjamin Ullman gets the Best Promposal Award ever.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this next girl, not only is she an incredible singer, but she also has another talent. She is quite the scientist. She is probably the only reason that I ever passed a chem lab this year, and she won science fair. So our Singing Scientist Award goes to Sophie Kearney. Oh, you're out? Okay.
I'm out of guys, so Jill's
Okay.
gonna keep going.
Great job, Rhett.
There's quite a few more girls left. So, okay. So this next girl, we all know, or a lot of the seniors know that I do cry and choir a lot, but there is one girl who probably cries a little bit more than me. She has a really big heart and she can get very emotional. And so our Most Frequent Crier Award goes to Molly McKeska. Okay, this next award goes to a girl who is very funny. Every time I'm around her, I laugh super hard, and I'm pretty sure everyone in the choir could say the same. And that's on Halima. And so and that's on Halima Award goes to Halima Dinaragoon. Okay, next award. This girl is a cheerleader, and not only does she have a lot of energy whenever she is being a cheerleader, she is a great cheerleader, but she also brings a lot of her pep and spirit into the choir room. And so our Spirit Stick Award goes to Emma Maynard.
Let's go.
Okay, this next girl, she is also so kind. She's sweet to everybody around her. She is always being nice, and so our Concert Women's Sweetheart Award goes to Sarah Roper. Okay, so this next girl, she has really luscious hair, and every time I see Pantene hair commercials, like the hair is like crazy, like smooth looking, and they always have like a fan that's blowing. And every time I see this girl, her hair just like reminds me of that. And so the most likely to be in a Pantene commercial award goes to Liv Moore. Okay, so this next award goes to another girl who has a really great sense of fashion. She always looks cute. She's always dressed cute. And she can really rock those Chambersinger black shirts that y'all have to wear on Fridays. So our Fashionista Award goes to Ava Fossum. Okay, so this next award goes to a girl who works really hard in choir. She is really devoted to becoming a great singer, and she's also really devoted to being kind to everybody. And in either 7th or 8th grade at Pizzazz, she sang Hopelessly Devoted. So our Hopelessly Devoted to Choir Award goes to Natalia Garcia. Okay, so another thing that the Rices really value is punctuality. We're encouraged to be on time to class. And so this girl has really got it down. Our most likely to beat the choir directors to first period award goes to Megan Watson. Okay, so this next award goes to a girl who, well, the Rices are always telling us to have energy whenever we're on stage. We're supposed to be doing stuff with not only our mouths, but also our faces. And last year we sang a song called I Can Feel the Spirit, and Mr. Rice wanted us to be really into it and not so stiff. And I remember this girl being really into it, and she was really performing, and she performs at every single concert, always has great facial expressions. So the She Can Feel the Spirit Award goes to Becca Forbes. Okay, so this next one, I always find myself sitting near this girl, and we're always supposed to have pencils and stuff in choir, and I tend to not do that. I forget them. And she always lets me use her pencil. Sometimes she has an extra one. She is the nicest neighbor ever. Best person I have sitting next to you. So our Nicest Neighbor Award goes to Cassie Bartz. Okay,
All right.
Next we have a girl who I'm pretty sure everybody in choir has used her Quizlets before. She has helped the entire class of 2020 get through high school with all of these Quizlets that she has made. So our Quizlet Queen Award goes to Allie Sayers. Okay, next we have a girl who her first and last name have to do with geology. And I've always thought her name is super cool. Her name is Ruby Stone. And so our Geology Award goes to Ruby Stone. Okay, so next we have a girl. So last year, whenever we went to Corpus Christi and we were in those condos, our house made bacon, but apparently you're not like supposed to put bacon grease down the sink or something, and our sink got clogged, and this girl with her hands scooped the bacon grease out of the sink because nobody else would. And so our House Mom Award goes to Rachel Owen. Thank you, Rachel. Okay, next we have a girl who she always, every year at Gotta Sing, Gotta Dance, helps with doing the choreography, and she's super good at that. We're really grateful for her, and she is also an amazing dancer. And so our Dancing Queen award goes to Kinsey Neesmith. Okay, next we have a girl who every time we can play music in choir, she's always like, I have aux. She also helps every year with Gotta Sing, Gotta Dance. She does like the sound, the behind track for us. And so she has an award named after her. The DJ Hamby Award goes to Georgia Hamby. Okay, so next we have a girl who is always willing to volunteer to sing in class. A lot of us don't want to do that because it can be a little bit scary, but she always will. So our Community Service Award goes to Maddie Kearney.
All right, Jill is finally done with all the girls. So now it's time to give each other our paper plate awards since we can't do our own.
Ooh.
So Jill, usually she's not crying by the time she walks into choir. Molly sometimes is. Jill sometimes will sit in choir and she'll listen to music and she'll be so invested to the music that'll just move her to tears. So the Moved by the Music Award goes to Jill Cook.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so Rhett is one of my longest friends. I've known him since I was really little. And whenever I was younger and I would talk about my best friend, Rhett, my brothers just thought that Rhett sounded like T-Rex, like T-Rex. And so ever since then, I have called Rhett the T-Rex. So our TRex Award goes to Rhett Gross.
All right. Let's go.
All right, now it is time for a very exciting moment. It is time to pass on the Paper Plate Award honors to some juniors from the class below us. I was very honored to receive my award from Levi Whitten, and now I'm very excited to pass down the Paper Plate Boy Award to Cortland Castle.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I'm super excited to give the Paper Plate Girl to Sierra Pizoka.
All right, that's all we have.
Great job, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. That's a wrap for the banquet for 2020. Thank you, Jill and Rhett. Great job. Thank you, Cullen, for your senior reflection. And remember, seniors, next Tuesday, 7 to 8, outside the choir room. And
What about the picture?
Roots and Wings song will be posted. We couldn't play it very well through this setup, so it's going to be posted on social media, Facebook, Twitter, or whatever. So in about 2 minutes. So just be on the lookout for that, and y'all have a great night. Bye, everybody.